Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be going over my top 10 back-to-school sneakers on a budget. We're going to be sticking to cheap sneakers that everyone could afford. I know lots of you guys are heading back to university or maybe even high school, or perhaps you need a casual Friday sneaker. So you got some profits from reselling or perhaps just some spare money from work, and you want to look fresh for the low. You can certainly look fantastic on a budget. 90% of the friends and also the females you're going to meet at university, they don't know what Off-White is. They don't know what Yeezy 750s are compared to a Yeezy Power Phase. And if they do happen to only want a guy who's wearing red Octobers, they're not for you anyway. So like I said, this is going to be my top 10 sneakers. These are the sneakers I wear to work and school as well. And you know, if you have any suggestions, please guys, leave them in the comments below. This is one big community. Feel free to help your fellow brothers out. Kicking off the list, we got the Air Max 1. This video might be somewhat unique because I'm not actually going to be suggesting specific colorways, but rather I'm going to be suggesting silhouettes or the design of the sneaker, and then you yourself can go out and choose whatever colorway you want, because honestly there's a variety of colorways in this Air Max 1 specifically that you could get for the low. Honestly, if I were to choose one though, if you really wanted my opinion, it would be this one. Although they released a very long time ago, you could still get this pair for retail. Personally, I got this pair on sale actually, and you can still find this on secondary market retailers for basically retail. Not only is the Air Max 1 a very comfortable sneaker and it goes with almost every single outfit, but more importantly, this is an iconic sneaker, guys. If you're looking to start your sneaker collection from the ground up, this is a fantastic place to start. In fact, I would even say this colorway specifically, maybe even the blue ones too, are essential for sneaker collectors. It's not all about height, guys. Moving on to the next one, we have the Jordan 1, specifically the Jordan 1 High. Currently, if you go to your local Foot Locker or your Foot Action or your Champs, any of those, you could certainly find a wide variety of colors that are still sitting on the shelves. More importantly though, I would suggest actually going to secondary market retailers for Jordan 1 Highs, specifically because you can get so many of the older colorways. Those are all going for the super low right now, under retail in fact, and they go with so many outfits it's ridiculous. If you're really looking to save some money though and you think 160 is too steep, go with Jordan 1 mids, because mids are still really nice despite them not having the Nike Air on the tongue, despite them having a Jumpman on the back. They're still really nice, and honestly, your friends at university or even work, they're really not going to know the difference. And even if you're looking for a nice pair to go with some shorts, Jordan 1 lows are nice too, and some pairs recently that just dropped that you could still find at some retailers include the Jordan 1 low gold toe or even the blue pair that just came out. Both of these you could scoop up for the low. Moving on to the next one, we have the Nike SB. This is another sneaker with a very low retail. Even if you don't want to go with the lows, the highs are still a very low retail, come in a wide variety of colorways, especially obviously if you're into skateboarding and you might need to use a skateboard as transportation between classes. It's certainly a great shoe to go with. Moving on to the next one, I really didn't want to include this one initially, but I felt like it was somewhat of a necessity because I know there's a lot of you guys out there who really want to own your first Yeezy and you really want to show your friends you have a Yeezy. Well, you could do that, and you could do that for around $100 with the black Yeezy Power Phase. I know some of you guys refer to these as the janitor shoes. Frankly, I think this is actually the nicest colorway. You might disagree with me on that. If you want to spend a little more, you could actually get the gray pair for just over retail. Despite them releasing a very long time ago, I still felt it was really worth mentioning these because I know a lot of you guys simply want to own a Yeezy because it's a Yeezy, and this is your way to do that. Moving on to another very iconic sneaker, we have the Air Force 1. The variety to choose from when it comes to the lows or even the highs is really endless. There's a ton of pairs sitting on shelves right now that you could still pick up even in the secondary market. They're all around retail, a lot of these colorways, but I still actually would suggest simply going with the plain white iconic Air Force 1. You simply cannot go wrong. This is a shoe that's never going to die, the all-white Air Force 1. I know I said I wouldn't suggest any colors, but this one specifically, you really can't go wrong with the all-white pair. All-white is going to break some necks, but it also matches all outfits. You cannot go wrong. Moving on to the next sneaker, I normally wouldn't have included this if it was last year perhaps, when the hype was really high. Now, it's not really the case anymore. Kanye West wore these things a really long time ago, hyped them up. Now, hype has really died down, stock is super high, and you can actually find Ultra Boost now on sale on Adidas for half off, $90. A couple of colorways you can still see on there. Most of the colorways are in a full-size run, so you could actually go to check out Champs, because Champs, I do remember having a sale where it was only $140 for most Ultra Boost. That's actually how I got this pair, the silver metal pair. It's become my most worn sneaker, actually, not just because it's extremely comfortable. That Boost technology is absolutely amazing, but specifically because it's simply a really nice sneaker. There is so much variety when it comes to Ultra Boost. The possibilities are endless. Moving on to what I would say is the cheapest sneaker overall for today's video, it would have to go to the Tennis Human Race by Pharrell Williams. The reason I wanted to include this shoe wasn't because it is extremely cheap, but rather because if you are someone out there like me who really likes to break necks, who really likes the really loud colorways, you should certainly go to check out some of Pharrell's colorways in the tennis pairs. They're sitting in almost every single foot store. Not only that, if you go to any secondary market retailers, you're going to find them for retail or lower. The selection is ridiculous. He's created so many pairs, and honestly, hey, it's for the better. I think that these are great pairs regardless of hype. They're very light too if you have a far walk to any of your classes. Very useful to have these, of course, and extremely breathable, just like the Ultra Boost with their Prime Knit. Moving on to the last three sneakers of today's video. I wanted to save these last three sneakers for those of you who are willing to spend a little bit more than the $160 to $90 range, but rather perhaps the $170 to $220 range. The first shoe I wanted to mention in this category was the Jordan 3. The reason I wanted to mention the Jordan 3 first was because although retail on these is $190, you can find so many colorways at Nike outlets. You can find them on sale. You can find them on secondary market retailers for below retail. And there's a lot of colorways to choose from, but most importantly, if you really need a durable sneaker, if you know that you have to wear the sneaker to work as well, if you know you're going to be outdoors a lot, I would really suggest the Jordan 3. The leather on these things is really thick, yet it still looks pretty nice when it's creased. They're also very comfortable. The cushioning on the sides is absolutely amazing. If you would say what's the most comfortable Jordan, I would certainly say it's the Jordan 3. Some of you might disagree, but personally I think this cushioning on the inside of the sneaker is absolutely amazing. If you need a durable, comfortable sneaker that's gonna last you a lifetime, Jordan 3 is the way to go. Moving on to the next sneaker, the Air Max 97. We already talked about the Air Max 1. This Air Max 97, though, is a little bit pricier, priced at $170 usually, but I still wanted to mention these because there is a combination of a lot of things we've mentioned today where they all come together on this Air Max 97. Do they break necks? Absolutely. The design on this shoe is really wild. Not only that, but the variety of colorways these things come in is absolutely amazing. In addition to that, most pairs also have the 3M reflection hits on top. If you were to look at them from the right angle in the sun, they do reflect the 3M, which is really awesome. In addition to that, very comfortable, great athletic sneakers, and they're very, very durable, just like the Jordan 3s. These shoes will certainly last you a very, very long time. And finally, the most expensive sneaker I'm going to be mentioning in today's video for a whopping $220 retail is the Yeezy 350 V2. Whoa, Keith, hold on. How am I supposed to get the Yeezy 350 V2 if they're already sold out everywhere? You expect me? Do you really expect me to pay resale? No, absolutely not. I hate paying resale. I don't plan on doing it ever again. I think the last time was in 2018 February for my Big Bang foam posits because I was obsessed with the shoe. I'm going on a tangent. But no, I don't expect you to pay resale at all. I don't think any of you should ever have to pay resale. The only time you should buy in the secondary market is when you're getting shoes for under retail or perhaps around retail. I'm mentioning this sneaker because right as school is starting in September for most of you guys, just as the first few weeks are going on, there's going to be two pairs of Yeezy 350 V2s coming out. We got the White Clouds and we also got the Citrons. If you happen to be new to this channel, I would highly suggest subscribing and turning on post notifications because not only do I do weekly updates for sneakers, but I also do how to cop guides for sneakers as well, so you could get your hands on a pair for retail. So if you could hold off not having a brand new sneaker in the first few days of school, or maybe you get one of these other sneakers, I would suggest going for these Yeezy 350s. And if you haven't got into reselling yet, I would highly suggest you get into it. There's such a stigma to it, which I really think is so stupid. So many people out there hate resellers, and really, I think it's ridiculous. I think that the harder you work for something, you deserve it. And it doesn't matter what you do with it. You could resell it if you want, or you could rock it if you want, or you could get 10 pairs to resell and 1 to keep. I think that is completely fine. The same people who complain are the people who open up their phone expecting to get in the Adidas queue on just one simple phone, on one waiting room. They expect to get in. They're not even really checking their phone, and they're the ones who hate you guys, the resellers. I think it's stupid if you ask me. If you're trying to start off your collection, reselling is certainly a great thing to get into. It's something that I could help you with out on this channel as well. But with that, I'm actually going to conclude today's video. Feel free to subscribe and turn on post notifications for those upcoming videos like I mentioned before. With that, I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and good luck if you're heading off to university again, or for the first year like I am actually, or if perhaps you're going to high school, or maybe just need some casual Friday shoes. Just have a fantastic rest of your day.
In my way, knocking me over every single day. Get your foot off my foot, ah. Get your foot off my foot, yeah. I should have run the other way. Now there's just one thing to say. Get your foot off my foot, ah.